this will be enough to keep it together, and if we ever need to move it, then we're good. As with everything I do, I always got to do it the hard way, and figured out that it's going to be really difficult to steer, if at all, if I have the big wheel right in front of it. It's just going to try to slide the wheel around instead of actually rotating it. So what I'm going to have to do is cut this off and either move this up probably about right here and then weld this on there so that it goes over the big wheel. That will keep our height. Or I can make a new thing with its own, because this, I might have messed this up actually. It's really hard to rotate now. I might take like a BMX bike thing and put that on there. See what we can do. I had such a difficult time drilling these holes, you wouldn't even believe it. Broke this in half trying to like press it against the board, and it just broke in half. Which is crappy wood anyways, but I was not expecting that. So the next thing we're gonna do is, I guess we can put the back wheel on, see what that looks like right now. Is raise it up and have the thing go over the wheel. It's probably the only way it's gonna work. Check this out. That is perfect. Oh my God. That is just great. Wow. And don't worry about the little, see how close it is to the engine? We can probably move it up a little bit. And I'm gonna put a chain tensioner so it never has to be adjusted anyways. This is great. This is amazing, guys. I can't believe this is happening.
I smacked myself in the face. Okay.
We have to let that cool down a lot, because if it gets too hot, the bearings inside here will seize up.
I will explain this a little later, but I wanted to note that for the steering, me and my neighbor figured out how to make a functional steering for the scooter. We basically expanded the original steering to accommodate a 6-inch mini bike wheel.
Alright guys, so basically I kind of skipped through a few things, sorry about that. We had to get the cut between these two angles right here parallel with the angle at the bottom. So we drew that out on here compared to a square. And then we found the distance we need between these two pieces, and we decided that instead of cutting a circle into it, which will make it weaker, or cutting it in half and welding it on the side of this, we were gonna weld a bar onto it and then have this welded onto the bottom of that, so that we have a full thing of bead and make it stronger. We had to make sure that these were lined up after we welded it, which was pretty difficult considering we're also welding 7/8 to 1 inch, and they both have different thicknesses. We had to do about, I think it was 4 inches and a quarter of steel onto this to extend it, which would be let us have 2 inch clearance like we've wanted. I had them sitting on those blocks, and then we sat this on, put the shaft through, and it connected to the wheel. So now I'm gonna fill these welds in, make sure it's really strong right here and right here, because that's where all the load is going, right there. And then we'll make a bead. We'll center that little part right there with that hole, and I'll determine what angle I need the wheel at. We'll weld that, tack it, weld it more, and then we'll be able to set up the engine. We'll do the side first. And put the shaft through here so we know that it stays.
This is the frame fully extended, and will not be extended any further. A little hint to think about. Will this support my body weight?
These two parts bending down when I step on it, like it touches the floor with my weight. So what I think I'm gonna do is Alright, so I made an oopsie before with this razor scooter. I made it 2 inches off the ground, which was not the best choice because I wasn't considering in my weight on it. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut it somewhere, probably towards the top or maybe towards the bottom, I don't know. We're gonna cut it somewhere and I'm gonna chop it down so that we raise it to 4 inches off the ground. Check it out, guys. Beautiful.